Have you ever spent a whole day promising yourself, I will start working in 10 minutes, but 10 minutes turned into hours of scrolling through your phone? You feel guilty. You feel tired even though you did nothing physically. You tell yourself, I am just lazy. But what if I told you that laziness is not your problem? What if the problem is that you are not bored enough? If you feel stuck in a cycle of procrastination, this story is for you. In a busy city filled with noise, there lived a young writer named Mark. Mark had a dream. He wanted to write a novel that would change people's lives. But for 2 years, the pages of his notebook remained blank. Mark wasn't lazy in the traditional sense. His mind was always running. He watched motivational videos, he researched writing tips, and he saved hundreds of inspirational quotes. But every time he sat down to write, a heavy wall of resistance hit him. The white paper looked too bright. The silence felt too loud. Within 5 minutes, his hand would reach for his phone. Just one check, just one message. Suddenly, it was dark outside, and another day was lost. Mark felt like a failure. He thought his willpower was broken. One rainy afternoon, feeling desperate, he visited his grandfather, Elias, who was a master carpenter. Elias was a man of few words, but deep wisdom. He found Elias in his workshop, slowly sanding a piece of wood. The room smelled of pine and sawdust. There was no radio, no phone, just the sound of sandpaper on wood. "Grandpa," Mark said, his voice shaking, "I think I'm broken. I want to create, but I can't stop consuming. I'm too lazy to chase my dream." Elias put down the wood and looked at Mark over his glasses. "You are not lazy, Mark. You are just overfed." "Overfed?" Mark asked. "Your brain," Elias pointed to Mark's head. "It is full of noise, music, pictures, news, likes, comments. Why would your brain want to do the hard work of writing when it can get easy pleasure from a screen? You have forgotten how to be bored." Elias then proposed a challenge, the do-nothing method. "Tomorrow morning," Elias said, "come here, sit in that chair in the corner. You are allowed to write or you are allowed to do nothing. Those are your only 2 choices. No phone, no talking, no sleeping. Write or do nothing." Mark thought it sounded easy, but the next morning he realized how wrong he was. For the first 10 minutes, he sat in the chair. He didn't want to write, so he chose nothing. He stared at the dust floating in the sunlight. He looked at the old tools. At minute 20, the itch started. His hand twitched, reaching for a pocket that was empty. His brain started screaming for stimulation. Check the news, look at a video, anything. Ideally, he would have quit, but he promised his grandfather. At minute 45, the agitation turned into actual pain. Boredom felt heavy. It felt suffocating. Mark looked at the notebook on the table. Writing was hard work, he thought, but staring at a wall was torture. Suddenly, a strange shift happened. To escape the pain of boredom, his brain started looking for a way out, and the only way out was the notebook. Mark picked up the pen, not because he felt inspired, but because writing was slightly more interesting than doing absolutely nothing. He wrote one sentence, then another. The noise in his head began to fade. The cheap dopamine was gone, and his mind, finally hungry for real engagement, began to work. That morning, Mark wrote 500 words. It wasn't magic. It was simply choosing the lesser of 2 pains. Mark returned every day for a week. He learned that boredom is not the enemy. Boredom is the cure. In a world that screams for your attention, the ability to sit with yourself is a superpower. We think we are lazy because we compare working to scrolling. Of course, working loses, but when you compare working to staring at a blank wall, working wins every time. 6 months later, Mark finished his draft. He didn't finish it because he found endless motivation. He finished it because he allowed himself to be bored enough to build something beautiful. If you're watching this and feeling stuck, stop looking for more motivation. Stop looking for a new app. Try the do-nothing method. Give yourself 2 choices. Do the work that matters or do absolutely nothing. Embrace the boredom and watch how quickly your laziness disappears. If this story helped you realize something about your own life, please hit the like button so it can reach more people who are struggling. And tell me in the comments, what is the one task you have been avoiding? Let's promise to tackle it together. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories that help you grow. See you in the next video.